Thank you to Simthic, accessible via sim.gg for the weapon stats used in making this video. Link in the description. Hello, this is another entry in a series I've been calling Final Meta, an exploration of the infantry weapons found in Battlefield 5. In this entry, I will be covering what I describe as the aimed strafing SMGs, the EMP, the Welgun, the ZK-383, and Type 100. These SMGs tend to focus more on a careful approach, generally being mobile accuracy guns, and to a lesser degree emphasize headshots with the EMP and Welgun. My combat role for these weapons is the Field Medic combat role. The ability to sprint faster on command to revive a downed comrade is nice, but also closing the range gap more quickly is extremely valuable to the SMGs. Even SMGs like these that are more oriented around accuracy. The additional accumulation of points for calling in things like artillery strikes and the bunker busters is icing on the cake. My sight suggestion for these firearms is the NIDAR sight for its open view and its decently precise sight picture. Since you will be aimed down your sight frequently and moving at the same time, greater zoom is actually less desirable, as you will want a decent field of view to react to flanking threats. My gadget suggestions for these rifles is the smoke grenade, bandages, and smoke grenade rifle. Smokes are very potent tools in Battlefield 5, and to have them on hand more often than not can make the difference between life and death far more often than a frag grenade, AP mine, incendiary grenade, or any of the all-class grenades, largely due to the smoke grenade's wide range of uses. And with the meta class, when using SMGs, they have a multitude of uses in avoiding conflict at longer ranges where SMGs are less effective, obscuring yourself from vehicles you are largely useless against, covering for your team's advance into a point, or, finally, reviving someone who's out in the open. This suggestion, however, changes if you find yourself using the meta class in a close quarters map where the frag, incendiary, and AP mines may come in handy for these SMGs, which might more often be outclassed by faster firing weapons or shotguns. The sidearm I suggest for the EMP is the Ruby. The Ruby's damage profile matches most of the SMGs almost perfectly, and the EMP is a weapon that you more often might find you need an emergency firearm than the rest of these with its slower empty reload, being the second worst SMG in terms of having a dry magazine. The EMP's precision for longer sightlines makes picking out a ranged sidearm, like the Model 27 or Welrod, much less of a necessity. The Type 100 goes well with the PPK suppressed. This is because while the Type 100 has a relatively poor ammo reliability, its accuracy and high rate of fire make an emergency weapon less frequently needed. But if it is, the PPK has the lowest recoil of the sidearms and a somewhat similar damage profile. Having a high rate of fire also helps it mesh better with the Type 100 as well. The suppressor can also be useful for very long-range harassment of players with minimal risk, somewhat making up for the Type 100's tendency to use up its ammunition due to its low kill capacity, stemming from its lower damage per shot for longer ranges, being only theoretically capable of killing 3 targets per magazine for ranges beyond 50 meters with body shots. For both the Welgun and ZK-383, I suggest the Model 27. The Model 27 can make for a very effective long-range weapon that counterbalances most of the SMG's closer-ranged nature by providing a weapon that can, in a pinch, cover for areas you have to cross to get to an objective that are strictly long-range engagements only. Don't put yourself in too many situations where you have to rely on the Model 27, however, and make sure you reach close quarters areas as quickly and as safely as possible. The reason I suggest this instead of the Welrod is that the Model 27's faster time to kill is more useful than the Welrod's stealth, being that these SMGs are generally best for frontline use with teammates, where stealth would be less effective. And the weapon's ammo reliability is solid, making emergency quick-drop pistols less relevant. My melee suggestion for the EMP, Welgun, and ZK-383 is the hand tool. As with 2 body shots in close quarters, a follow-up single blow with the hand tool will finish off your target. For the Type 100, I suggest a blunt weapon, as the Type 100 features a lower damage that will make it so that you will need to land an additional blow with the hand tool. This is the same with the blunt weapon, but blunt weapons' follow-up attacks swing 60% faster and have a 33% improved radius for rear attack one-strike kill assassinations compared to the hand tools, and if you land a third hit with the Type 100 before swinging your melee weapon, you will still get a one-hit kill like the hand tool up front, and skip the lengthy removal animation the hand tools have. My upgrade tree suggestions for the Type 100, Welgun, and EMP is all right side of the tree. This results in quick aim, custom stock, lightened stock, and barrel bedding, making all three weapons essentially aimed corner stocking and aimed side strafing guns, but ones that can still achieve high accuracy if you remain stationary. The upgrade tree I suggest for the ZK-383 is all left side, resulting in lightened stock, quick aim, light bolt, and quick reload, resulting also in an aimed corner strafing gun similar to the others, though it will have less accuracy but faster kill times in close quarters, making it the more aggressive of the weapons. My general tactics for the EMP and Welgun is to suggest a slow, cautious approach towards enemies, sticking to cover when available and aiming down your sights the moment you suspect enemies are approaching. Note that the Welgun is better at headshots at enemies behind cover with its low upwards recoil, and the EMP is generally going to be more precise in more long-range sightlines with its significantly lower side-to-side recoil. Be moderately more aggressive in your approach with the Type 100 and ZK-383. Throw smokes more often to cover your approach in more open areas. I should note, the Type 100's low recoil and improved accuracy with the custom stock upgrade I suggest can be helpful for longer ranges more often, however, than the ZK-383. As mentioned a few times, the time to kill for the EMP and Welgun is unimpressive, and you will want to oftentimes take advantage of the lower recoil values they have to achieve headshots to reduce that time to kill. The Type 100 actually fares even worse in its overall time to kill, but its higher rate of fire and low recoil enables a more consistent feeling laser beam-like stream of bullets, making headshots even easier to get than the EMP and Welgun, and also enables it the ability to stream bullets a bit more effectively into smoke or simply to land hits on a dodging target in closer quarters. The ZK-383's time to kill for body shots is the top of this collection, but its recoil is much less well-behaved. Going for headshots or long-range fights is not advised. The EMP needs to be frequently reloaded to avoid its painfully slow empty reload that is the second worst among SMGs to the Suomi. The Type 100 also has a fairly slow set of reloads and overall poor ammo reliability, stemming from its low damage per bullet, though the magazine dumping is not strongly punished, and reloading too frequently with the Type 100 puts you at unnecessary risk. The Welgun and ZK-383 have solid ammo reliability and shouldn't leave you hanging in more strained combat situations. In fact, pre-firing either of them is a decently effective tactic. A quick note on the ZK-383 and Type 100's Bipods is that the Bipod has limited use for both, though tend to work a little better in conjunction with this build of the ZK-383. The Type 100 has a fairly solid ranged performance from lower recoil that, breaking from the general suggestion to strafe and fire, only has perhaps the limited use case of allowing you some extra accuracy against long-range targets that are unaware of you, or at least in theory, land more headshots in closer ranges to improve its poor ammo reliability. The ZK, however, benefits a bit more since its close range time to kill is fairly strong, as you can jump on a point and then lie in wait in a safe firing lane for the enemy to show up and for you to blast them with rapid fire death with improved accuracy, maybe even melting them with headshots. In conclusion, these are SMGs that demand tactics you'd see from an infiltrator or military breaching team rather than a kamikaze, with a cautious and steady march forward through close quarters. The weapons are generally best for those strongly confident in their aim and want longer ranged accuracy rather than purely an SMG that emphasizes rushing with spray and pray hipfire, but also want the ability to push towards a point consistently. Though, you can lean more into that kind of aggression with the Type 100 and ZK-383 if you want a fairly competent weapon for both. Thank you for watching my video to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications.